Unknowingly reborn in the world of manga. Create a dungeon of 10,000 realms at the beginning. From then on, he transformed into the lord of the dungeon that reaped all worlds. Unclear. My principle is that all adventurers must dig hard for me in the dungeon. You are not an adventurer, there are people to do it. As the owner of the dungeon, he has a bit of a hobby. For example, occasionally collect a few cute and charming slaves. Invading a different world from time to time. The following are the speeches of slaves or victims of the world.Qiyana. Hey, let's see this young lady conquer the 100 levels directly. Hestia. Isn't your dungeon right? Why do I have silver lines on my belly? Red eyes. A decaying empire, a bleak world, being invaded and devoured. It's all so good. Damn it, I don't want to be a slave. Master. Master or something, go die. Xiaoxia. Pokémon is not Paru. Hey. Wait, I am Paru. As more and more other worlds are invaded and devoured by the unknown dungeons of the world, he will eventually become the master of all worlds. A slave owner. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Wanjie Dungeon. Shadow King Meme. You are listening at novel-full.audio. The sea breeze is refreshing. Lying on the beach chair under the sun umbrella, Wei Ming stretched lazily. Black broken hair fluttered in the wind. The body wearing only beach pants is exposed. Skin with a healthy yellow halo in the white. Paired with tight muscles and a beautiful figure, it is very eye-catching. He flawlessly displayed his figure under his movements, causing the girls on the side to cast their gaze. The golden beach is particularly lively. The beautiful women in swimsuits were playing happily with birds and swallows. But it's unclear, but there's no intention of appreciating it. He just wants to enjoy a moment of comfort. This is the beginning of his enjoyment of life. Rebirth of this different Earth for 18 years. There is no distinction between countries here, only a unified Earth Alliance country remains. This is the Tokyo area of the Allied powers. Note. Aerial world, the changes in the world do not hinder his survival and life. Through various experiences and efforts, as well as the utilization of the assets left by parents, I have finally obtained the money that can be said to be a lifelong worry. It's also time to relax and enjoy during school weekends. But his movements suddenly froze in place. The outstretched arm gradually and slowly lowers. Under sunglasses, the golden pupils suddenly shrink. His eyebrows furrowed slightly, and he let out a soft murmur. What kind of thing is this? Ding. A rampage has been detected in your world, and the underground city of the world has been opened. Wanjie Dungeon. The sound coming from his ear puzzled him. The eerie light curtain unfolded before my eyes in the next moment. He saw a vast expanse of celestial bodies resembling a universe, like countless universes condensed into a layered structure from top to bottom. The condensed structure floated in front of him in a strange sight half the size of a human. With confusion and uncertainty, he turned his head to look at the people around him, but none of them responded. From this, it can be temporarily concluded that they cannot see or hear. This is clearly not in line with common sense. This movement must be immediately noticeable. Retract your mind and refocus your gaze on the underworld dungeon in front of you. He's not waiting for him to think about what exactly this thing is. New prompts appear together with text and sound. Ding. Your Wanjie dungeon has been opened, and you will receive the following dungeon permissions. Monster embryo permission activated. Meme extraction permission activated. Essentially observe permission activation. Activate dungeon creation permissions. Activate dungeon summoning permissions. Activate the permission to summon from another world. Ding. You have 1 dungeon summon available. Ding. You have 3 summons from another world to use. What? Wei Ming is completely dumbfounded. Why do these lines look so similar to the Golden Fingers, systems, and so on in novels? Although it's a bit confusing, there shouldn't be any problem following the prompts. Use dungeon summoning. Without speaking, I tried to give the command that I wanted in my heart. Ding. Dungeon summoning is underway. Surprisingly, it can. Unknowingly surprised. That's good, at least it won't be seen as a talking fool. I silently counted for about 5 seconds in my heart, and the prompt reappeared. Ding. Dungeon summoning successful, congratulations on obtaining the SS level meme, Shadow King. May I ask if you want to merge yourself immediately? In addition to the layers of dungeon images in front of me, there is also a deep black sphere. Hiss, it's another incomprehensible thing. Painfully tapping the forehead, this tap went wrong. I saw a new prompt appearing in front of me. Ding. You have successfully used essential dialysis. After the prompt ends, the black sphere in front of me seems to have data flowing, converging into something like a game information box. Meme. Shadow King, level. SS level effect. After fusion, obtain the Shadow King meme power. Game props. This display gives Wei Ming too much visual experience. Since we have all reached this point, there seems to be nothing we cannot try, so he decisively chose fusion. In my heart, I silently said, fusion. Ding. We have detected that you have 115,000 magic stones. Are you using them for meme boosting? Magic stone. Alright, it's something I don't understand again, improve and enhance. Ding. The meme fusion is complete, ding. 71,600 magic stones have been consumed, and the SS level meme, Shadow King, has been upgraded to level 6. It's like some kind of fluid flowing throughout the body, or like a faint electric current sweeping through. A sense of comfort almost made Wei Ming couldn't help but moan softly. Fortunately, this feeling lasted for a very short time, only a few seconds, and he was able to endure it. It seems to have gained a lot of knowledge and power. Lowering his head, he looked at his hands lightly clenching his fists. He felt his body full of strength and had an impulse to explode something. If it weren't for the crowds around, one would have to punch the ground. Looking at my own shadow, my subconscious mind moved. This. The shadow surprisingly moved strangely with his thoughts like liquid matter. Even more outrageously, he imagined his shadow leaving the ground. The shadow I saw then detached from the ground in the ordinary 2-dimensional space and stood up in the vertical space. And spiral into a pointed spear shape under his ideas. Ha! Suddenly, his body's senses were stimulated, as if sensing something, and he immediately manipulated the shadow to restore its original state. Turning around, I saw a woman slowly turning her head to look towards this side. Staring at him. The woman was instantly attracted by his temperament emanating from inside out and nodded shyly to greet him. And yet he didn't pay any attention to her, completely thinking about his own affairs. My senses have become so strong. He found that all his senses were completely different from before. Visually clear for several kilometers. Listening from all directions without any pressure. He finally understood that this was the power, or superpower, brought to him by the fusion of memes. Looking at my hands again with a slight excitement. Unlike just now, the information box for observing memes appears again. Name. Unknown, rank. 6th rank title. Shadow King, race. Human, magic stone. 43400, meme. SS level. Shadow King, level 6, this game-style information box is concise and easy to understand. With a sigh, my gaze locked on the meme and new information popped out. Meme. Shadow King, level. SS level, ability. The body of the king. The body of the Shadow King. Shadow control. Control and manipulate shadows. Shadow soldier. Extract shadow soldiers. Shadow space. The internal space of shadows. Shuttle and escape shadow. The shadow shuttles through the illusion form. All abilities have information. Wei Ming is increasingly confirming that these 10,000 realms dungeons are the golden finger or system. After reading about memes, he plans to study what dungeons are. But at this moment, a warning prompt appears. Ding. Warning. The world's first rampage node, monster, has appeared, and rampage will never stop. Rampage node, another new vocabulary definition. But this time it was unclear and its meaning was not considered. Sensation of facial features. He suddenly lifted his head and looked straight at the rough sea several thousand meters away. Wow! You can hear the sound of huge waves beating clearly in your ears. My eyes gradually widened. What is that? Like a turquoise shell floating upwards from the sea. Gradually, a huge creature stood up in the waves. Roar. A deafening roar alarmed the people on the beach. Everyone looks into the distance. The green shell covers the body. The ferocious giant pliers are waving their teeth and claws. A body several tens of meters tall is awe-inspiring. Monster. Monster. The person who reacted began to roar and run away. In an instant, the excitement on the beach turned into terror. At this moment, humans began to recognize the giant beast. At this moment, humans began to bear the fear of being dominated by giant beasts. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. The Pacific Rim Giant Turtle. Sure. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Miss, it seems that there is a problem with the car's engine. On the road behind the beach. A car that doesn't look cheap is parked on the roadside. The driver got off the car and checked it. Report the condition of the car truthfully to the girl in the back seat with long black hair and cold wine red pupils in her eyes. The girl just nodded and said coldly, call for repairs. Yes. The driver took out his phone and prepared to dial the number. Help. Run quickly. Monster. Suddenly, a group of people ran past the car, shouting sharply in their mouths. This caught the attention of the girl and the driver. Hear the commotion. Both of them turned their heads and looked out the car window at the same time. Just one glance. The two of them were stunned on the spot. The girl's cold and frosty expression also disappeared, replaced by endless astonishment and panic. The distant coastline. Boom boom. The monster, as huge as a small mountain, is moving forward with a thunderous roar as it shakes the earth. That's a monster. The driver who reacted quickly shouted. Miss, get off the car quickly. The girl also snapped out of her shock. The fearful heart no longer has time to contemplate the appearance of the monster. At this moment, running away is the only way to survive. She hurriedly opened the car door and got out of the car, running with the fleeing crowd, trying her best to avoid the collision of the crowd. Among the crowd of people facing the current, Wei Ming was the only one who did not escape. He stood up and took off his sunglasses, staring directly at the giant beast to obtain its information. Monster. Ridgeback turtle, rank. 4th rank title. Elite, race. Giant beast meme. D level. Strong armor, level 4, electromagnetic pulse, level 4, the appearance of this information surprised him. The back turtle, the bad Pacific. Whether it's the name of the giant beast in front of him, the appearance of a gorilla wearing a shell, or the fangs-like arms, they all fit his understanding of the monster in the Pacific Rim. The only difference is between a 4th-level monster and a 4th-level monster. If he guesses well, the level is like a level in a game. The winged turtle has a 4th rank, while it has a 6th rank. His level is even higher than this guy, right? Does that mean I can defeat it? This idea couldn't help but arise. But with a small body, I looked up at the giant beast that was getting closer and closer like a small mountain. Wei Ming has no real feeling of being able to defeat monsters. The most important thing is, in modern society, electronic devices are so advanced that even Superman and monsters can become popular in internet cafes. Besides, he doesn't seem to have any reason to rush up and fight it, can't he just run away? With his current physical strength, running away is still very easy. Ding! Detected a rampaging monster approaching. Tip. The monster rampage node has appeared, and the monster will never stop appearing. Tip. Killing monsters can obtain magic stones, and there is a chance to obtain memes. Hush, good guy, hit monsters and drop treasures. Unknowingly take a cold breath. The simple prompts taught him the benefits of killing monsters and keenly identified the key issues of the rampage node. Monsters will never stop appearing. Isn't it similar to the end of the world? Think carefully. If that's the case, hiding would be meaningless. It's already the end of the world and he's hiding his butt. He's not someone who's afraid of his hands and feet. Until now, he has been hesitant in both investing and dealing with the underworld. Face the turtle with a sharp back. After weighing the pros and cons, he decided to try attacking and see. If you can really shake the other party, then take them down. If it's not possible, then it's better to just leave with 30.6 strategies. I happen to use it to test my abilities. Firstly, there is the shadow. Gently lift your hand. The shadow under his feet stretched out in the blink of an eye, crossing thousands of kilometers straight to the sea beneath the body of the turtle. My mind twitched. Roar. The next second, the winged turtle let out a painful howl. Looking around. Green flesh spray. Its body, covered in sturdy armor, is unobstructed and penetrated from the chest to the back by a massive, pitch-black vertebral body that spans several tens of meters. The sudden scene stunned many fleeing people. Some people even forgot to run away, staring blankly at this eerie change from afar. This is too easy, isn't it? Even unaware of oneself was shocked. He just manipulated the shadow as he pleased, but the effect was quite impressive. From the body shape of the turtle, it is definitely not that it is too weak. That's only one possibility left. I seem very strong. His eyes sparkled brightly. The corners of the mouth couldn't help but curl up in a shallow curve. The gaze towards the turtle also changed, as if looking at a solid and durable sandbag. So, give it a good try. Activate the ability again. Shuttle and escape the shadow. I only felt that my gaze changed, and before I knew it, I realized that I had already appeared in front of the turtle with a sharp back. I see. He understood. Shuttle back and forth to escape the shadows. He is able to freely shuttle between shadows within a certain range and set up transformations and transformations. Roar. During his adaptation, the winged turtle's mouthpiece roared and hammered the shadow cone with a fangs-like fist, exerting force in an attempt to break it. You're very dishonest. Wei Ming frowned and looked at its shadow in contemplation. Suddenly had an idea. It seems that one can manipulate its shadow. Tie it up for you, be honest. Open your palm and hold it. Its shadow shot out from the sea, stretching into dozens of wide and long twisted ribbons like snakes. Next up. Under his control, shadow satin really darted like a snake. Layer after layer tightly enveloped the body of the winged turtle. In the end, Its body was like a black giant egg with only its head protruding. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3 Memes. Dungeon Level 1, Dead Bones. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Perfect. Wei Ming nodded. Even as it roars and struggles, it cannot shake the shadow that has trapped it. This has given him a deeper practical application of his abilities. Next, let's try our strength. Take a look up. Although I stepped on the shadow and did not fall into the sea, the body shape of the winged turtle was still too high. Think for a moment. Aim towards the back. My mind is surging. Shadow changes. In the blink of an eye. A pair of huge black wings appeared behind him, completely composed of shadows. Try to control the flapping of the wings. Wow! The massive airflow blew the waves. Surprisingly, the whole person took off and almost instantly flew to the top of the ridge and glands. Surprisingly easy to control. Being able to fly was another joyful discovery for him. However, I was not blinded by joy and forgot about the main matter. Shake your shoulders. Pinch your wrist. Looking at the ferocious head of the winged turtle. A sandbag should have the appearance of a sandbag. After a faint remark, the clenched right fist was struck with lightning speed. Wow! Shit! I only hear the surging waves and the buzzing air currents. I saw the thick armored head of the turtle with a sharp back coming into contact with his small and inconspicuous fist. Pop! It exploded in one go. Boom! Following closely. The remaining body of the ribbed turtle, whose head had completely exploded into debris, collapsed straight into the sea, causing waves over 10 meters high. Ding! You have killed the giant beast, the winged turtle, and obtained 5,000 magic stones. Ding! You have obtained the D.level monster meme, hard armor, dot. In silence, Wei Ming stared blankly at his fist. He thought his strength would become very strong, but he didn't expect it to be so strong. After actual performance, he really surprised himself. Hello. I'm not mistaken, that person can fly and even punch the monster with one punch. Click click click. I'm absolutely not mistaken. I've taken pictures with my camera, he must be a superpower. At this point, the people on the shore stopped running. They chattered and discussed, taking photos with their mobile phones and cameras. These discussions also spread to the ears of the unknown. Alas, the life we enjoyed is gone forever. A slight sigh. Although he has decided not to hide. I really didn't hide it. But he hasn't had the audacity to be watched like a monkey. Since the matter has been resolved, he is also preparing to leave. But as soon as I turned my head, my mind twitched. Looking at the body of the winged turtle, there seemed to be an instinct calling out to him. Lips and teeth lightly parted, and a majestic and cold voice slowly spoke out. Stand up. The 3 words, like the majestic language of the gods, press down, and the sea waves are surging. Even more strangely, the black shadows on the dead body of the winged turtle were wriggling. Just a moment. The shadow slowly stood up as if it had life. One is on par with its tall physique. The difference is the birth of a monster made up entirely of pitch-black shadows. It respectfully lowered its head towards Wei Ming. So this is the shadow soldier. Unknowingly, suddenly. It was only then that I realized that the power of my Shadow King seemed similar but somewhat different from the power of Xiaoyu in the middle range of I upgrade alone. The power of shadow soldiers is very similar. What kind of ghost, is the monster alive again? The people on the shore were horrified to discover the standing black monster. Wei Ming is too lazy to stay here longer. Mind twitching slightly. The shadow soldier of the winged turtle was instantly incorporated into his shadow, which is the shadow space. Take a final look at the crowd. He flapped his wings and flew away without looking back. He flew away. Leaving without permission caused another sensation among the crowd. "Miss, are you not injured?" Faced with the driver's concerned inquiry, the black-haired girl who had regained her senses slowly shook her head. Despite the chaos in the crowd, she was not knocked. Looking into the distance that had not yet disappeared, she still felt like a dream. Monsters. Superpowers. Even the eldest lady of the Sigong family has things she has never encountered before, which causes her thoughts to surge uncontrollably. It is inevitable that such incidents will cause a sensation. But how to develop in the future is unclear and cannot be controlled now. He has flown back to his home at lightning speed. A villa in the city. This wave of blood loss. I left my own set of clothes on the beach and came back wearing only big shorts. Take a shower and change into pajamas, then turn on the TV and lean on the sofa. Simultaneously summon the dungeon of 10,000 realms. He focused his attention on the layers of underground dungeons. There are a total of 10 layers from top to bottom. And from top to bottom, the visible size of the dungeon varies from large to small. There is a feeling of reversing Wanjie Mountain. Ding! The first level, Dead Bone Cemetery, in the dungeon has been unlocked. The first class. Should be this one, right? After receiving the prompt. The unclear gaze was immediately placed on the top layer based on the feeling. After paying attention, I found that my gaze and perception instantly stretched. The next moment. He found himself not in the room. Being in a forest shrouded in mist and eerie death. The forest is full of huge trees that are several people hugging and measuring over 100 meters in size. Despite being in the forest. In the unknown perception, one can still observe the void of the necropolis from a divine perspective. Many cemeteries. What surprised him was the presence of cemeteries, tombstones, graves, and other underworld objects of all sizes in the forest. A name that fits well with the first tier of dungeons. Dead Bone Cemetery. It seems there's something in this dungeon. A place completely different from the normal world is already very wonderful. Wei Ming plans to study it thoroughly. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Infinite Primordia. Create monsters. Immortal. You are listening at novel-full.audio. For a long time. The unclear gaze is somewhat clear. This is the Wanjie dungeon. It can be considered as a thorough understanding of the existence of dungeons. Firstly, there is the construction of the underground city. There are 10 social classes in total. This is the first floor. For hierarchical structure. He himself has the authority to create and transform everything. This includes permissions for dungeon creation, monster creation, and rule-making. He also has an understanding of the main purpose of the existence of dungeons. Simply put, it is to forcibly summon life from other worlds to come here through the call of the other world. The person summoned becomes the adventurer to conquer the dungeon he designed. It is said to be a guide. In fact, it is treating these adventurers as a way for oneself to gain benefits. For example, by analyzing the deaths of these adventurers from other worlds, we can connect them to their original world. Then open the gateway to the other world that leads to that world. In the end, he will serve as the lord of the dungeon. Invade the world openly and plunder everything through the gates of another world. Let me be the great demon king invading the world. The unknown had a strange expression. He doesn't really have much Madonna mentality, but this, it seems very interesting. Eyes flicker. He can't wait to create a dungeon and invade another world. More than an hour has passed. He can be considered as having completed the foundation creation of the first class. Draw a circle in the center of the area where the necropolis wants to extend infinitely. Create it as a city called Dead Bone City. It can be considered as the main city for the first class of future adventurers. The city is currently very empty. Not even an NPC in the game. The void space leading down from the first level to the second level is used to create dungeons. Currently, permissions can only create 10 levels of dungeons. All he needs to do is arrange rules and monsters in each layer. Monster creation. Turn on the monster creation function. The creation of monsters requires monster embryos and monster memes. The monster embryo is equivalent to a monster egg with whiteboard attributes. Monster memes fuse with the original embryo to generate attribute-derived monsters. The number of embryos is infinite, but the variety is limited. At present, only the undead tribe protozoa have been unlocked. The three types of embryos are skull, zombie, and mummy. These three types of protozoa can be used to directly spend magic stones to create monsters with whiteboard attributes. Skeleton soldier, zombie, and mummy. Each one only requires spending magic stones. Monsters derived from different primitive embryos have their own characteristic memes. The infection meme of zombies can infect other organisms by creating wounds. The corrosion meme of mummies. The mummy will have a corrosive ability throughout its body. The recombination meme of skeletal soldiers. As long as there is a skull, it can recombine the surrounding bones into the body, even if it does not belong to itself. Adding a monster meme prototype will spawn new monsters. Infinite embryo is quite unique. As Wei Ming raised his hand, a red light cluster resembling an egg appeared in front of him. Item. Infinite embryo, race. Undead tribe effect. Able to create monsters with infinite potential. This is the infinite Primordia, a special Primordia with only one embryo per class. Different from ordinary embryos. Monsters created by ordinary primitive embryos will take shape and can only grow at a certain level. Infinite Primordia can still merge with more mod factors after creating monsters. And it will have a higher growth level than ordinary primitive monsters. I don't seem to have much choice either. Wei Ming only has 1D level meme armor in his hand, so he chooses to integrate into that meme. Ding! You have successfully created a monster using infinite Primordia. Please create a monster illusion image. Can an infinite embryo still pinch its face? Wei Ming was somewhat surprised and lost in thought. Each class has only one infinite primitive. Based on its particularity, it is clearly a very important proembryo. Or it can be said that the monsters created by infinite Primordia are likely to be his capable generals with him in the future. So the natural image needs to be special. Through imagination. Just a few seconds. The red light cluster shimmered and transformed. A beautiful girl with white hair and red pupils, who was attacking the country, appeared in front of him. Just naked. Ding. Please name the monster Undead Girl for its creation. Let's put on some clothes first. Wei Ming waved casually. A white long dress and veil covered her extremely fair body. The immortal girl's eyes were lifeless, just staring tightly at the unknown. It seems to be waiting for him to name. Naming. Alright, this thing doesn't seem to suit me, why don't we just call it Ella? Pinching his chin, the name seems casual. Suddenly asking him to name, he really doesn't have any good ideas. The immortal girl heard her name and her wine-red pupils lit up, nodding heavily. This action drew unknown attention. It seems that he doesn't know how to speak, but he has some command. Then check its information. Monster. Undead Girl Ella, rank. First rank, title. Ordinary, race. Undead tribe meme. D.level, strong armor, level 1, S.level. Immortal control, level 1, PS. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. S.level immortal control. Meme boost. Bits. You are listening at novel full.audio. Normal. Wei Ming is a bit dumbfounded. Is the monster title he created with such a special infinite primitive just ordinary? He remembers that the backed turtle is an elite. Ella's meme is only level 1, but she has a unique S.level meme. Meme. Immortal control, level. S. Features. Undead tribe summoning. Summoning a large number of undead tribes at will. Undead clan space. The alien space that governs the undead tribe. Immortal creation. Transforming corpses into immortals. Undead clan dominance. Full control over the creation of undead clans and all undead clans of no higher rank than oneself. Good guy, is this going to become the king of the undead? The characteristics of this meme are not clearly understood. Besides not having enough functionality, there is actually a competition with his Shadow King meme. The meme is of low level. Fortunately, it can be upgraded. Upgrading still requires consuming magic stones. Without much hesitation, Wei Ming began to help her upgrade her meme. Ding. Consuming 100 magic stones, the undead girl Ella's S.level meme, Undead Control, has been upgraded to level 2. Ding. Consuming 20,000 magic stones, the S-level meme of undead girl Ella's, Undead Control, has been upgraded to level 5. With his upgrade. It stopped when it was raised to level 5. Upgrading to level 4 consumes 100, 1,000, 5,000, and 20,000 magic stones respectively, totaling 26,100 magic stones. The next level requires 50,000 magic stones, which are not enough for the time being. But the key meme is the process of improvement. Ella's rank has been constantly increasing. Until the 5th level, the prompt given by the dungeon. Ding. The level of undead girl Ella has been raised to the current limit. Please plunder the world, unlock the 2nd level, and increase the limit. The upper limit of rank is related to class. Invading the world unlocks new levels. Originally, there was a hint of darkness in both eyes. Now that more and more information is being collected, he has gradually developed some ideas and goals. In short, dungeons are just one sentence. If you want to become stronger, go invade the world. The real treasure has been placed in a different world. There were still some magic stones left, and he chose to continue elevating Ella's other meme. Stop until level 4. To his surprise. Each level has the same cost as the S.level meme improvement, but there is a new prompt when reaching level 4. Ding. Undead girl Ella's D.level meme armor has been raised to its maximum limit. It's not the upper limit of the order, but the upper limit of the meme. The D.level can only reach here. This conclusion is somewhat disappointing for Wei Ming. This represents that the lower the level of meme potential, the smaller it is. But overall, it has also verified many things. The upgrade level of memes requires a fixed magic stone. At present, level 2 requires 100 magic stones, level 3 requires 1,000, level 4 requires 5,000, level 5 requires 20,000, and level 6 requires 50,000. And upgrading his own meme to level 7 requires 250,000 magic stones. It can also be seen that different levels of memes have upper limits. The upper limit of level D is level 4. The upper limits of S.level and SS level are currently unknown. After being elevated, Ella also underwent some subtle changes, as if she was much more agile. Master. A crisp and cold voice emanated from her mouth. Wei Ming was surprised and said, "Can you speak now?" Ella nodded obediently and said, just learned. The conversation was a bit stuttering, but we were able to communicate now. Hiss, this is an upgrade to enhance command. Unknowingly looking towards its essence. Monster. Undead girl Ella, rank. 5th rank, title. Messenger, race. Undead tribe meme. D. Level, strong armor, level 4, S. Level. Immortal control, level 5, the biggest change is rank and title. This indicates that monsters may be able to gain wisdom as they ascend. Or it could be the uniqueness of monsters nurtured by infinite primordia. No matter which one. Ella's acquisition of intelligence is also a great helper for him. Later, Wei Ming turned his gaze to the ordinary embryo. Although the embryo is infinite. Integrating memes and creating monsters both require magic stones. For example, he uses monster embryos from zombies and chooses to hatch monsters directly. Ding. Hatching the embryo requires 1 magic stone. No memes added, only 1 magic stone is needed. Ding. The zombie embryo has successfully hatched, obtaining the monster zombie and obtaining the monster template. Roar. A lifeless zombie with thin skin and solidified flesh and exposed teeth appeared before his eyes. A true zombie. Wei Ming doesn't want to be too close to this thing, although he seems to have complete control over it. Master, it seems like I can control it. Ella lifted her finger. A gray mist enveloped this zombie. Then it stood very honestly in place. Immortal command. Wei Ming was not surprised. This is the ability information that has been seen for a long time. But at the same time, some new information has also been obtained. The monster he created has the highest level of obedience authority. For example, although Ella now governs the zombies, he still holds the highest authority himself. This result is very impressive. And the dungeon is also user-friendly enough. The created monster will form a template. Monster. Zombies, rank. 1st rank, title. Ordinary, race. Undead tribe meme. Level F, infection, level 1, through templates. It can quickly hatch a large number of monsters in this template like explosive soldiers. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Summoning adventurers from a different world. Implied recording. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Next, Wei Ming attempted to integrate the reusable and infinitely usable armor meme into the zombie embryo. Ding. Hatching this embryo consumes 100 magic stones. It's 100 times the cost of the magic stone just now. Wei Ming suddenly felt surprised. Just added a D.level meme magic stone that costs 100 times more. Ding. Successfully hatched the embryo and obtained the heavy armored zombie template. Monster. Heavy armored zombie, rank. 1st rank, title. Ordinary, race. Undead tribe meme. Level F, infection, level 1, D.level. Strong armor, level 1, roar. Different from the thin and weak zombie just now. This is a very obese zombie. What's even more eye-catching is that its body surface is covered in bony armor, giving it a tank-like appearance. Its armor performance is very different from that of Ella. Ella's performance is an ability to control the transformation of armor on the surface of her body. But the strong armor of heavily armored zombies is straightforward, revealing solid armor on the surface of the body. It looks like an exoskeleton growing from the body. This may also be the difference between a regular proembryo and an infinite proembryo. Meet Shield Monster. After understanding the incubation and creation of monsters, Wei Ming wants to try upgrading their memes like himself and Ella. But strangely, there is no upgrade option at all. It seems that infinite Primordia are still unique. Monsters born from ordinary Primordia can only increase their meme level through unknown means. After thinking like this, I no longer think too much. Immediately go ahead and create monsters on a large scale. 10 minutes will pass. Consume 6,000 magic stones. He directly created a small monster legion. 1,000 zombies. 1,000 mummies. 1,000 skeleton soldiers. And 10 heavily armored zombies, 10 heavily armored mummies, and 10 heavily armored skeletons each. They are all placed in areas other than the undesigned adventurer's main city, the Dead Bones Cemetery. They can move freely throughout the entire hierarchy of the necropolis. The only command rule for them is not to enter the Dead Bones City. After the adventurer enters the dungeon, they will be automatically transferred to the dungeon on the first page. The design of the dungeon is similar, and now it's time for the highlight. I have not chosen to use those 3 summoning from other worlds. The summoning location chosen is within the huge city of the Dead Bones. I saw several flashes of light flickering. Shadows appeared one after another in the square of the Dead Bones City. Don't try to catch me. The woman wrapped in a black leather jacket suddenly jumped to the ground, as if being chased by someone. After seeing the scenery in front of me clearly, I looked confused again. Where is this? Little snake, why are you here? A girl with short hair and orange clothes looked at the woman in leather clothes in confusion. Xiaoyu. The little snake widened its eyes. She clearly remembers stealing a piece of jewelry to evade the police's pursuit. How did you suddenly cross into a magnificent city you haven't seen before, and why was Xiaoyu also there? Blood Ghost Technique. 2 women wearing peculiar swords and weapons. Among them, Sister Zifa cautiously looked around. A completely unfamiliar and empty city. Take a moment to look around. I didn't even see any decorations or objects that belonged to her era. Only the jar with the wind pattern on the side of one's companion can give people some familiarity. But her companion, big wave sister with pink hair, exclaimed in surprise, I don't know if it's blood ghost art, but endure, look at my clothes. The woman known as Ren looked at her. But it was discovered that the gaps in the clothes of the companion girl were perfectly filled and concealed, without any trace being exposed. This strange situation can only be attributed to the blood ghost technique, right? Sister Ryoko, what is the situation? Have we been killed by a dead body? On the other side, there was a girl with chestnut hair, but her hair was curled up like a big bun, and she looked around in confusion. She was a bit tattered and bloodstained all over, but she didn't show any signs of spring. Holding a weapon made by combining a broomstick with a cutting tool. I don't know. The black-purple long-haired girl with a proud figure, known as Riko, shook her head. Her gaze was fixed on the ninja duo holding weapons. Ninja also sensed Ryoko's gaze. The knife in his hand, which looked like a needle, pointed straight at Riko and frowned, asking, "Who are you?" Above the clouds in the sky, the unknown looked in surprise at the crowd summoned by him. He is too familiar with it. Jackie Chan's Adventures, Academy Revelation, Blade of Ghost Destruction. Oh my goodness, this is what we call a different world. Little Snake, Little Jade. Tokushima Ryoko and Miyamoto Ri. Butterfly Ninja, Donlu Temple Honey Glass. This is really quite enjoyable. I don't know if we can catch a one day. My gaze finally lingered on Miyamoto Ri, and her message appeared before my eyes. Name. Gong Bunli, rank. 0 order, title. None, race. Human, magic stone. 0, meme. None, surroundings. In addition to the most basic information popping up, there are even various information such as personal life, measurements, and emotional experiences. Wei Ming quickly stopped. You don't need such detailed information, basic information is enough. Although it was just a glance, he also saw unexpected information. Is Gong Bunli's emotional experience surprisingly zero? If he remembers well, he still has a boyfriend. Is it different from what I know or is it not at all Miyamoto-ri? It is difficult to judge the authenticity of a different world without knowing for a moment. Now doesn't seem like the time to think about these things either. It seems like it's my turn to appear. I haven't thought about it clearly. I feel like I still need a glamorous appearance. My mind twitched. Above the sky. The wind and clouds change color. Thunder surged. What happened again? The strong wind is howling in anger. A few people worked hard to stabilize their figures. Looking up at the sky. Black shadows obscure the sunlight. The dark and evil throne slowly emerged from the darkness. Wearing a black and gold interwoven costume and cloak, with a crown of shadows suspended above his head. Sitting on the throne with a cold and majestic figure unknown. Welcome to Wanjie Dungeon, P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7, The Seventh Adventurer, The Five Strings, Jade. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Welcome to Wanjie Dungeon. The majestic and indifferent voice echoed through several people's minds like a spiritual shock. Everyone looked up at the sky. For the sudden appearance of the unknown, shrouded in darkness, my heart is full of vigilance. Because he is surrounded by darkness, sitting on the throne of heaven doesn't look like a good person no matter what. Butterfly Ninja and Ganlu Temple Melee both took out their weapons. The little snake posed for battle, and Xiaoyu beside her put her hand in her pocket. Evil spirits. Butterfly Ninja has identified the unknown as a demon. Because the darkness beyond common sense is not blood ghost art, what else can it be? I am the owner of this underground city in the world.Unclear. Words paused for a moment. If you need to introduce them to the dungeons, it can be a bit troublesome and out of class. Fortunately, he can accomplish many unimaginable things within the dungeon. As I waved my hand, darkness surged. The dungeon changed according to his ideas. A few people also froze in place. A stream of knowledge slowly flowed into the minds of several people. I only felt a headache for a moment and gained knowledge of the basic issues of the dungeon. And a light curtain appeared before my eyes. Several texts are displayed on the light screen. Just reading, I feel that those words have been imprinted deep in my heart, as if constantly reminding them. Rules of World Dungeon, 1. Completing all dungeons will grant any wish. 2. No adventurer shall engage in intimate behavior with each other. The standard for such intimate behavior shall be determined by the dungeon itself, and the punishment shall be root cause extermination. 3. No adventurer is allowed to engage in cheating behavior. The standard for such cheating behavior is determined by the dungeon itself, and the punishment is root cause annihilation. 4. No adventurer shall question the changes in rules. Dungeon rules are fully decided by the owner of the dungeon, and penalties range from withholding magic stones to root cause erasure. 5. Any adventurer must conquer the dungeon, and violators will be punished as root cause extermination. 6. No adventurer shall harbor hostility towards the lord of the dungeon, and such hostility shall be personally judged by the lord of the dungeon. These are just temporary rules set by him. But these rules are actually applied within the dungeon and will become a part of the dungeon's operational rules. He can really do whatever he wants in the dungeon. What exactly does this mean? A few people were lost in thought. Some people still find it difficult to believe the eerie knowledge in their minds. For example, Miyamoto Lee. They are not dead at this moment. It's about traveling to other worlds. He was also forced to become an adventurer. No matter how you think about it, it's satisfying and convincing. Is it the power of a talisman? The little snake, who had seen the special power of the snake charm, instinctively thought it was the power of an unknown charm. Can Blood Ghost technique achieve this level? Butterfly Ninja and Ganlu Temple Honey Glass are trying to understand from their own cognition. What's the smell? It's so fishy. Suddenly, Miyamoto Lee covered her nose. Ryoko Tokushima also rested slightly. Because a strong fishy smell permeates the air. What a damn adventurer, only my art is the most artistic. Go to hell, phew. A sharp sound sounded. Immediately after, countless fish with sharp teeth and slime all over their bodies rose from the ground and rushed towards Wuming. Haha. As if I had anticipated it earlier. The calm and composed smile at the corner of the mouth, which was not yet clear, explained everything. As the lord of the dungeon. He was well aware that there were 7 people summoned from the other world this time. This guy who sneaks out of the jar is one of them. Even if that guy is so inconspicuous, he can clearly see through it. Be careful. Ganlu Temple's honey glass used strong force to directly resist the butterfly's retreat far away. Because it was a monster with a figure resembling a person and a fish that emerged from the ordinary and windy water jar around her. This monster also launched an attack on the unknown in the sky. It's a winding ghost. Indeed, it's a wicked ghost. The butterfly couldn't bear to look around. At a glance, I noticed the character wind up on the monster's face, forehead, and vertical eye, as well as the character Wu in the center of its mouth. 12 Ghost Moon. The 5 Strings. Jade Pot. It has been silently hiding and eavesdropping. And activate the Blood Ghost technique the moment before. Blood Ghost technique. 10,000 slippery hollow sticky fish. Friendly reminder, the rules of dungeons are absolute. Faced with the tens of thousands of unknowns rushing towards us, there was no hint of panic. Even lazily leaning against the throne with his hand supporting his cheeks. Reality is just as he said. The rules of dungeons are absolute in dungeons. I saw the densely packed and permeating tens of thousands of sticky fish coming to a standstill in a strange posture when they were still far away, and in an instant, they exploded into flying ash. My art. Yoo-hoo didn't understand what was wrong with her blood ghost technique. Doubts have just arisen in my heart. Palpitations of death that are difficult to ignore envelop the heart. He instinctively lifted his head. The sky has changed color. Blood cloud spiral. Before everyone could react, a thunderous roar and a pitch-black thunderbolt fell from the top of the jade pot. Bang! Dot. The black light devours the light in an instant, and then fills the world with light in an instant. Butterfly Ninja and others regained their sight. But there is nothing left in the original location of the jade pot. Several people unconsciously recalled the rules of the dungeon. 6. No adventurer shall harbor hostility towards the lord of the dungeon, and such hostility shall be personally judged by the lord of the dungeon. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Absolute Rules. Passers can verify. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As you can see, the rules of dungeons are absolute. The unknown voice awakened the spirits of several people. Gudu. Is that monster dead? The hand in Xiaoyu's pocket slowly loosened. In his gaze, he looked startled and uncertain. Xiaoyu, the situation seems very dangerous now. Stay by my side and don't run around. The little snake also realized the big picture. Even they may not be able to go back. Anyway, I also got to know Xiaoyu, and she still knows how to protect a child. Little snake. Look, that monster has really disappeared, not even a body. Xiaoyu's voice is not behind her, but in the distance. The little snake turned around and found that Xiaoyu had disappeared. Turn your head again. Xiaoyuan was standing in the distance where the jade pot had disappeared. She was not in a state of shock, but clearly excited. Let's go to the dungeon quickly. I need to upgrade. It's truly her. Wei Ming and Xiaoxi were not afraid at all when they saw Xiaoyu, but on the contrary, they were very excited and couldn't help but feel emotional. Compared to others, Xiaoyu has already studied personal panels. That's why I know about the upgrade. Everyone, please actively explore the dungeon. His fingers pointed towards the high tower in the center of the Dead Bone City, and the entrance to the dungeon was directly below the tower. The unseen figure is slowly disappearing. Gong Benli quickly shouted, Lord of Dungeon, how can we return to our original world? This question is also what others want to know. Wei Ming glanced at her and only replied once. All answers are in the dungeon. Then he disappeared from the darkness. Of course, his words were not a deception. The way back to the original world is naturally in the dungeon. But that may not be a good method for them. The unknown figure disappeared. The crowd remained silent. My mood is full of waves. Especially Butterfly Ninja. The 5 stringers were so easily eliminated. She doesn't know how strong the string is. But she knew that her sister died in the hands of the winding ghost. Thinking of my sister's death, Butterfly suppressed a seemingly indifferent expression and felt sadness and anger in her heart. Ninja, do you really think dungeons can fulfill my wish? Do I have a chance to wish for a man who loves me? Compared to Butterfly Ninja, Honey Glass from Ganlu Temple has significantly larger nerves. I don't have any worries, and I still have a flower obsession. Wish. The butterfly hesitated for a moment. Those who pass the dungeon can fulfill any wish. She remembered the first rule of the dungeon rules. Can this wish revive my sister? If it's this mysterious dungeon of the world, it should be possible, right? A glimmer of hope rose from her dead heart. Honey Glass. What's wrong? Endure it. Ganlu Temple's Honey Glass looked at the butterfly ninja who suddenly opened her mouth. Let's go conquer the dungeon. Oh roar, let's take action. In reality, enjoying Ella's knee pillow, Wei Ming silently followed the movements of a few people. With Butterfly Ninja and Ganlu Temple's move to the dungeon. After a moment of contemplation, Little Snake and Ryoko Poison Island followed suit. When reaching the entrance of the dungeon, directly below the huge tower is a gate several tens of meters high. Even standing in front of the gate, a few people appear very small. The patterns on the gate crisscross and crisscross. The pattern formed resembles a circular ring. But with their arrival, the door did not open. On the contrary, the pattern of the circular ring shines with a blue light. And the light spread, covering the front door in the blink of an eye. Like water droplets falling into the calm lake surface and rippling. Quietly and silently presented another scene in front of several people. A blue spinning psychedelic light curtain. By entering the portal, you can directly enter the dungeon. Tokushima, Ryoko and others looked up in confusion. It was an unknown voice, but no one was seen. Are you monitoring us? Don't think so much, let's go in quickly. Xiaoyu didn't even think about it before running in. But he was quickly grabbed by the small snake's eyes and quickly grabbed his collar. Xiaoyu, now is not the time to act recklessly. The underground portal in front of them has a prompt on their information panel. Ding. Please choose single player mode or team mode. A few friends, for safety reasons, I think we can cooperate. Many people have great power, so Little Snake invites Butterfly Ninja to collaborate with a few people. Butterfly Ninja and others also discovered a strange thing at this moment. The language used by Little Snake and Little You to speak is different from theirs. The meaning of language can be naturally understood. Although Little Snake mentioned the issue of cooperation. But there is naturally no simple trust between people. Butterfly Ninja simply said, it depends on the specific situation. After speaking, he turned around and entered the portal with Ganlu Temple's honey glass. We are the same, cooperation depends on the situation. Ryoko Tokushima shares the same idea. Little snakes, they all went in. Alas, forget it, take a step and see, sighed the little snake. It is naturally impossible not to enter the dungeon. The rule of the dungeon is that adventurers must enter the dungeon. She dare not take Xiaoyu to gamble, and she cannot afford the risk of annihilation. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Team Dungeon. The first floor of the dungeon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The allocation of monsters' dungeons can also be automatically set according to the situation, which is quite convenient. Observing the situation at an unknown moment. When several people take turns entering the dungeon, the number of monsters deployed varies in real time. At present, the number of ordinary monsters in a dungeon is 5 times higher than the number of people entering the dungeon at the same time. When all 6 people enter, the total number of zombie monsters on the first level is 30. Master, what do you want them to do to enter the dungeon? Ella's wisdom is not yet sufficient to understand. But I'm not sure yet, and I'm not particularly clear about it. Let's take a look at what Adventurer's dungeon strategy will bring me. Unknowingly projected what was seen before my eyes. So gloomy. After entering the dungeon, the environment immediately changed. The cold breath invades the body, transforming from a city into a passage made of dark and oppressive blue bricks and stones with time. But the passage space is not cramped. At least they are more than enough to stretch their arms and stand apart in a row of 6. The door has disappeared. Gongbunli turned around and saw that the portal that had entered had disappeared. How should we get out if the door disappears? Ding! After conquering one level of dungeon, you can leave the underground. Just as I was puzzled, a prompt appeared on everyone's panel. The butterfly frowned. Name. Butterfly Ninja, rank. First rank, title. None, race. Human, magic stone. 0 meme. Level F, insect respiration, level 1, in addition to exploring channels, one also discovers unique aspects of their own information. We can only explore further. The butterfly couldn't bear to turn its head. Ladies and gentlemen, the future may be unknown, perhaps we should try to cooperate honestly. Everyone looks at each other. Butterfly Ninja took the initiative to introduce it. Butterfly Ninja, my personal information shows that my rank is first, and I am skilled in using insect breathing and poison. Ganlu Temple's honey glass also took the opportunity to introduce herself. My name is Ganlu Temple Mealy, first rank, very strong, good at breathing in love. Poison Island Ryuko, Poison Island Ryukyu Kendo, 0 rank. For Butterfly Ninja and Ganlu Temple Mealy, their rank is first, clearly higher than her 0 rank. With the addition of 2 weapons, it is obviously not a simple person. Miyamoto Lee, I don't have much power, 0 rank. Little Snake, good at stealing, 0 rank, said the little snake politely. This is Xiaoyu, a friend's cousin's niece. Little Snake introduced Xiaoyu to several people. Let me do it myself. I'm Xiaoyu, good at martial arts, Speaking symbolically, Xiaoyu punched and kicked, and finally added, 0 step. After a rough understanding, the butterfly nodded reluctantly. If the rank represents the strength of power, then Ganlu Temple and I will lead the way ahead. Hand it over to me later. Ryoko Tokushima drew his samurai sword. The concubine nodded and then lowered her head to remind Xiaoyu, Xiaoyu, you should hide behind me and not run around later. What, you treat me like a child like Uncle Long? Xiaoyu glanced at her head unhappily. Hee. The little snake smiled bitterly. She knows that Xiaoyu's thinking is quite mature. But she is also a mischievous and active guy, mainly worried about her running around. Xiaoyu placed her hand in her pocket and muttered softly, make sure to surprise them later. After the decision on cooperation, a few people began to advance along the dim passage for a few minutes. The 3 people walking in front stopped. There's something ahead. The butterfly looked cautiously ahead at something on the ground. Slowly approaching and seeing clearly, I realized what it was. It's a corpse, the little snake frowned. And there are 7 or 8 corpses that have not decayed. How could there be no bodies in this place? The little snake reached out to cover Xiaoyu's eyes. Keep moving forward. Everyone walked over the corpse and moved forward. Click. There was a crisp sound, but no one cared. The person who walked over the body did not notice the decaying body on the ground behind them and gradually climbed up. The originally hollow and dark eye sockets lit up with red pupils. Roar. The cracked and withered teeth roared from the mouth. Ah! It's a dead body. Finally, Gongbunli turned her head and found the zombie rushing towards her. Instinctively thinking it's a dead body. Because the two are indeed too similar. Chang. The samurai sword stood in front of Miyamoto Li, step back. Poison Island Ryoko indulges in heavy drinking. The samurai swords blocking the zombie's claws were trembling. What great strength! She can chop to death with a single blow. The power in front of me is very great. Cold sweat began to fall from the temples. Type 1. The trembling of first love. A whip-like sharp blade quickly cuts out. The zombie's arm, which Tokushima Ryoko struggled to resist, was cut off by a sharp blade. Ganlu Temple's honeyglass arm pulls back and pulls the soft blade. It's a zombie, be careful if the other person seems to be infected with a virus. Butterfly Ren saw the message of the resurrected corpse and immediately reminded everyone. Damn it! The little snake, with its agile movements, struggled to dodge and suddenly pounced on her 3 zombies. The zombies of monsters are not sluggish at all, but rather agile and terrifying. Quickly gather around her. I'll help you. Boom. I only heard Xiaoyu shout a sentence. The entire passage roared with smoke and dust. Ah! Everyone looked around in confusion. An incredible scene happened over there. Little Yu, who looked like a little girl, surprisingly smashed a zombie with 1 punch. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Bull Charm. The information from reality and. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoyu, how come you have a talisman? The little snake recognized the talisman with a cow head pattern in Xiaoyu's hand at a glance. I got it from the 13th district, isn't it very useful? Xiaoyu had a proud expression on her face. The little snake couldn't help but cover its face. She is very puzzled. The called safest 13 districts. How can Xiaoyu easily steal spells from there every time? Is Xiaoyu really better at stealing than herself? She had always thought that Xiaoyu was very talented. Bull Talisman. Wei Ming also became interested. Under normal circumstances, Xiaoyu would never be able to smash a zombie with just one punch. She was holding a talisman in her hand, a bull talisman. Representing strength, allowing the owner to have boundless strength and strong physique. It was through the use of the power of the bull talisman that Xiaoyu achieved the act of punching and flattening the zombie with one punch. Apart from the cow talisman. What surprised him even more was that Xiaoyu smashed a zombie with one punch. The prompt she received. Ding. You have defeated first-level monsters, zombies, and obtained one magic stone. A purple light gushed out from the dead body of the zombie and rushed toward Xiaoyu's body with a swoop. Xiaoyu. The little snake thought it was in danger and tried to rush over to block it. But the movement of purple light is only fleeting. Don't worry, I'm not in danger. That seems to be a magic stone, Xiaoyu quickly reminded. Magic stone. So killing monsters means you can get a magic stone for returning. Tokushima Ryoko felt it, there were several zombies left. Everyone, let's first deal with these monsters. After defeating a zombie, Xiaoyu obtained one magic stone. But we also received a prompt on this side. Ding. You have obtained 10 magic stones. Wei Ming suddenly felt puzzled. The magic stones he obtained seemed to be 10 times more than those obtained by adventurers who kill monsters. And the killed zombies did not actually die, they were directly resurrected in the necropolis, waiting for the next release. The monster created by one magic stone, after being killed, produces a total of 11 magic stones, and I directly took the largest head. Wei Ming blinked his eyes and suddenly realized. Ha! The dungeon is like a mine, and the adventurer's job is to create magic stones. Show. Glancing at the operation of several people dealing with zombies, it was somewhat difficult to deal with several zombies. It seems that they will need some more time to conquer the underground city. Get up from the knee pillow. Ella, you keep an eye on their movements and let me know if you have any updates. If they reach the 10th floor. It's up to you. Ella is now a monster with the title of envoy, so it's reasonable to be a boss, right? Yes. Ella nodded obediently. At last, I saw the image and moved into the endless forest. Such a good venue may just allow him to truly adapt to the strength he has gained. Click. I took a glass of chilled happy water from the refrigerator. Gudu. I wiped the sweat off my forehead with a towel and sat down on the sofa. Reaching out and picking up the remote control to turn on the TV, board switching channels. It didn't stop until a news station appeared. TSK, the photo is a bit blurry. The hot news coverage did not surprise him at all. It is the appearance of the winged turtle and the scene of him killing the winged turtle. Although the camera was shaking, the shooting was indeed quite clear. There are huge monsters in the world, extraterrestrial monsters. Superman. Monsters. Special effects. All of them are special effects. Experts' analysis of monsters and Superman suggests that it is highly likely to be nuclear radiation mutated life. In short, there are various speculations. Open your phone casually and flip through the forum website. The discussion about this matter is overwhelming. There are those who believe, those who panic, and those who don't. It seems that even if the authorities want to suppress it, they can still suppress the situation. I didn't see the heat disappear recently, but it didn't take long for it to rise again. You don't have to think about it. Everyone knows that the official has a certain level of popularity. Unfortunately, there are too many people who have witnessed it with their own eyes, and there are still bodies of turtles on the shore, making it difficult to suppress them. So the heat erupted. Although many people claim to have seen monsters with their own eyes online, some people still don't believe it, and there are even those who become internet keyboardists spouting. At the same time, bull ghosts and snake gods also ran out. Someone said they saw aliens. Some people say that their grandmother has become a ghost. In short, the public opinion environment is a chaotic mix of truth and falsehood. Turn off the TV. Get up and walk to the balcony, staring into the distance. I hope there won't be anything provocative done above. Since I didn't choose to cover up from the beginning, I am naturally prepared to be found by the authorities. If it's just that he was a bit worried before. But now. The shadow under my feet wriggled like an abyss. He already has a clear understanding of his own power. There is no problem for his shadow to engulf the Tokyo area, which has a normal national area in his past life. Although it is uncertain whether to carry attacks such as nuclear bombs, the strongest weapon of humanity. But entering the shadow space, no one can do anything to him. Moreover, with the existence of the Wanjie dungeon, he has no hidden reason at all. The world is going berserk, and the future may be even more interesting. P.S. New book set sale, brothers seeking flower collection and evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.